Okay.
What did you see when you watched the tape on Colorado?
Well, yeah, it's like this league. That's why I'm amazed with the rankings, of how I think just looking at the rankings before I came, it looked like we only had one team ranked. And how you can be the third best league in the country and only have one ranked team is it's bothersome. It really is, because we've got probably four teams deserving of ranking right now if you look at their body of work. But unfortunately, when we do what other leagues are doing, beat up on each other, we seem to be penalized more than that. And that's unfortunate, because Colorado State's, in my mind, easily a top 25 team. They're 15-3, beat Virginia Tech by about 38. They've won at Washington. They've had big wins. They've won 9 out of their last 10, with their lone loss being at San Diego State in overtime. So it's a big physical team. I think the scariest thing about them is that they've got 5 seniors in the starting lineup, 2 of which are redshirt seniors. So they're fifth-year seniors. And those 2 kids are from the Big Ten and the Big 12. So this is a very experienced group. They've been down big and come back. They've been in close games and pulled them out. So there's a lot of concerns about this game, of which I think the most is the experience that they have on this team.
How are they different with new station?
Well, Larry's a little bit different. A ton of emphasis on man-to-man defense. Larry does a tremendous job. I've got a lot of respect for Larry as a coach, because he does it. His teams play hard and his teams guard you. That's what's going to happen with a Larry coach team. So, and you got Iverson in the middle. They have not had a center at Colorado State like they have now. This is a big-time center, a transfer from the Big Ten that was highly recruited by everybody in the country, and he's putting up big numbers.
Can you talk, I know I asked you earlier about the rebounding, but I'm just curious a little bit if you could expand on Pierce Horning in particular.
Well, all of them. Pierce is one of them. He may be the best rebounder in our league, but you've got Iverson and you've got Greg Smith, who I think are great rebounders. So you've got three guys in their starting lineup that are probably top 5 in our league as far as rebounders go. So especially Horning and Iverson, these are just 2 great rebounders. So it's just a terrific rebounding team. I think they're number 1 in the nation for a reason. When you out rebound your opponents by 15, that's a lot. And so rebounding obviously going to be a big key in this game.
What do Eichmeyer and Green bring to the
Well, I've always thought Green's been a key to their team. I think Green reminds me an awful lot of what we had here with Jerice Gary. Jerice was somebody that when we took over and the program wasn't at its best, we were last place in the league. Jerice became the all-time winningest Lobo at that time. And he really got us going in the right direction because of the way he drove the ball. He competed like crazy. He defended. And I think Green's doing that for that program. Came in with a tough time, a losing program, and now have turned them in my opinion, being a top 25 team 4 years later. A lot of that has to do with Green. Eichmeyer gives them somebody that can really shoot the ball, extend defenses, makes it a little bit even more difficult to guard Iverson in the post because of the way Eichmeyer's shooting ability can extend defenses.
3 games in, you're the only unbeaten. Does that surprise you?
No, not. We've done this, so it doesn't surprise me. It's something that it's what we want to do. It's what we've done in the past as far as winning games in this league. So it does surprise me that we're sitting here and we possibly, if we can get a win, we put 2 games between us and everybody this early in the season. But you have to play everybody twice. That's what I like about this league, and that's probably changing down the road. That's probably going to change, but that's something that I really like about this league is that you play everybody home and home. You get a true league champ, and it would be a good start for us. Right now, we've got a good start going, and we've beaten good teams, whether it's been at home or on the road. But you've got to play everybody. You're not going to win or lose it in the first 2 weeks. But I like the position that we're in, and hopefully we can better that position each and every week. It's not going to be easy playing the teams that we got to play, but that's obviously the goal.
Coach, you talk a lot about your team being tough-minded. Maybe I'm buying in too much to the rebounding edge that Colorado State has, but they seem like a tough team.
They are.
Similarities in that regard?
They're a very tough team, and again, a lot of that's their experience. You've got three guys in Horning, Green, and Greg Smith that have been there. They've been a part of the losing teams. They were a part of last year's team that turned it around and made it to the NCAA tournament. So they've been a part of the building process of making that a winning program. So you got three of those guys that are hungry to continue that, and then you add two transfers, Eichmeyer from Iowa State and Iverson from Minnesota. You get two really good transfers that understand playing at a high level, and that's your starting lineup. So there's an awful lot of experience to it. They're a tough-minded group, and they don't beat themselves. You're going to have to do the things that you've got to do offensively and defensively to win the game.
You talk about the composure your team has shown this season. Is that built from the defensive end? That doesn't seem like you guys have got rattled at all, even down 9 points.
Well, we've just been very consistent. It's been a very consistent year to date. We haven't had long losing streaks. We haven't had long periods of bad play. We've been in every game, even at the St. Louis game, who probably beat us the worst of our two games. We're down 20 at half, and yet we cut it to 9 and have a shot to cut it to 7, which could have changed the whole complex of that game. So this team has just battled and fought, and I think, and we've been able to stay healthy. And we're gonna need that the rest of the season.
Tony had a good non-conference schedule, but these first 3 games of the conference, he's really seemed like he's taking his game from them. Would you attribute that to?
Well, he's just a junior. He's in his 3rd year now, so he's getting more and more experience. And he's one of our go-to guys. He's a big guard. He can handle it like a point guard. But I think he's really improved at the defensive end. He's really improved with his ability to cut and move without the ball. And those are all things that you look for in the development phases of the game. And Tony's done that. Tony's put in the work. Tony's one of the first to practice, one of the last to leave. I mean, he puts in the work, so he deserves everything that comes that kid's way. He deserves it.
Health-wise, you said you guys have stayed healthy, but specific to the flu-like symptoms?
Well, we're sick right now. Alex is out today, so Alex won't practice today. So we hope to get Alex back as soon as possible. But Alex is the new flu bug guy.
How big has your guard play been, with Tony, with Kendall, and with Hugh stepping up?
Well, I think going into the season, you would have said that was our strength, and I still think it is our strength. I think our guards match up with any backcourt in the country, for that matter. Our starting backcourt is pretty talented, offensively and defensively. That combination's not easy to find, and they've got experience in winning, whether it be league championships. They got experience in winning, exempt tournaments. They got experience of advancing in the NCAA tournament. It's just a really solid backcourt that gets it. They understand it. But I think the emergence of Cam and Alex, and then what Chad has been able to do for us, our front court, hasn't been a surprise, but it's been something that I think has made us the team 16-2, top 20 team. I think the emergence of what our front line's done has been a big key.
Coach, you mentioned that this is a crucial week, and obviously not looking forward to Saturday, but are you confident because your team seems to thrive on that pressure, thrive on that?
Yeah, we've been here. It's a new team, and it's a different team. But, a lot of these guys have been here. They understand it. I think we sat here last week, and I said last week was a big week. We only played one game, but it was a big week because it was a road game. This week's big because we're playing two of the better teams in our league. But next week when we meet and we got Wyoming, Nevada, we're going to be saying the same thing. So it's each week it gets more and more difficult. They get more and more important. You just got to continue to do your body of work and continue to get better. And that's always been our emphasis. If we're better Wednesday than we were at Boise, we'll give ourselves a chance to win. If we improve then Thursday and Friday, getting ready for state on the weekend, we'll give ourselves a chance. If we don't improve, then it could be a very difficult week for us.
With the announcement last week that San Diego State was going to stay in the conference, it's going to stay a pretty strong basketball conference. I'm just curious what your thoughts on them staying in along with Boise State.
Well, I think regardless of that happens, we're going to be a strong basketball league. But keeping Boise and keeping San Diego State, that only enhances what we're doing on the basketball side. I think the key thing with everything, we've had 3 years of just teams leaving, teams coming, teams leaving, teams coming, and yet all our league has done in basketball is continue to get better. And I think that's a tremendous compliment to the players and the coaches that we have in our league. Because with all the, if you look at, you've lost TCU, you've lost Utah, you've lost BYU, you lost Boise for a while. You gained Boise, lost Boise. Now you got Boise back. You had San Diego State, lost them, now you got them back. You had Fresno, Nevada. There's been all kinds of jumbling of our league. And yet each year, our RPI as a league keeps getting better in basketball. We're putting more teams in the national tournament in basketball. That's, you got to give credit somewhere. And to me, it's the quality of players that we have in this league and the quality of coaches we have in this league.
What are your keys?
Pardon me?
What are your keys?
Well, I think it starts with, the ability to on the backboard. We've been a good rebounding team. They've been a great rebounding team. So, and that was a concern at the beginning of the year. So we've turned something that I thought was going to be a weakness into something that has been at least a strength for us, which is a positive and a great tribute to our guys. But I think the backcourt, the ability to defend, who wins the transition game, who gets the free throw line, I think those are going to be big keys in the game.
Those are Steve's keys, not Lee's keys. Make sure that.
Thank you.